Hey guys, it's Miss Hudson here, and today we are going to talk about temperature. Okay, so strap on your winter weather caps because we're going to keep it cool and learn to read temperature to the nearest degree with Celsius and Fahrenheit. To measure temperature, we use a thermometer. There are many types of thermometers. Here are some examples. These two read outdoor temperatures. One is in the shape of a rectangle and the other a circle, but they have the same function. The gauge or the fluid inside will rise and fall with the temperature. You probably know this one. This is a digital thermometer, meaning we don't have to look at a fluid inside a tube or a needle going around a gauge. It just pops up, just like we would read like regular numbers. We use that one to measure our body temperature. And then here we have temperature gauges. One is in a semicircle and one is a rectangle. Fluid and a needle that regulates the temperature. We measure temperature in degrees Celsius, and it'll be noted looking like this, and degrees Fahrenheit, which looks like this. That little tiny circle next to the F is the degrees sign. So anytime you say degrees, we use this symbol. A thermometer can be used to measure the temperature of many things. For example, you can measure the temperature of your classroom, the outside, liquids, your body, and many other things. Take a second and come up with something new that you could measure temperature for. I bet you guys came up with some great ideas. Share your ideas which you could use a thermometer to measure the temperature of with your teacher. What is it counting by? Well, that's an important question because every thermometer is different. It's important to always notice what numbers a thermometer is counting by to determine the degrees. Let's look at some examples on the next slide. This thermometer is counting by tens. I know this because if I look at my big numbers, I can skip count all the way up. 20, 30, 40, 50. This thermometer is using one of those growing patterns by 10. 20, 30, 40, 50. But wait, there are dashes between the tens. What are the dashes counting by? If I have a dash halfway in between all of my big numbers, half of 10 is 5. So if you said answer by fives, you're right. Let's try it again. This thermometer is counting by tens. We know that because we can skip count from 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. There are dashes between the tens on this thermometer too. What are the dashes counting by this time? Well, if I start here and count my dashes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are going to be 5 jumps to get from 10 to 20, 20 to 30. So 10 divided by 5, let's use that division. The answer is jumping by 2s. Okay, so if there's 5 lines in between each, then we're counting by 2s. Let's put you to the test. Looking at these thermometers from the beginning, what does it look like each is counting by? Well, I can see on my rectangle outdoor thermometer, the big numbers are counting by 10. But if you look closely at all these teeny tiny little dashes, it's counting by 1s. Our second dial is counting by 10s, but in between each of our 10s, there's 1 hash mark. So that lets me know that the big numbers are by 10s The dashes are by fives. Number 3 goes from 0 to 20 to 40, but there's a little hash mark in between of those. This time it's 20 divided by in half. The big numbers go by 20 and the dashes go by tens. Now, the temperature gauge on 4, it's a little too small to read, so I'll just tell you. Each one of our long lines are moving by tens, and there's 5 little lines in between to get to the next one. So the dashes are counting by 22. Counting by 2. Excuse me. Now it's your turn. Look at the thermometer. What temperature is shown? Make sure to remember our unit of measure. If you said 30 degrees Celsius, thumbs way up. You got it right. Look at this thermometer and tell me what temperature is shown. Well, I can read my liquid, 10, 20, 30, and it's halfway in between 30 and 40. Unit of measure, we should get 35 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, now it's your turn. Pause the video here and tell me what temperature is shown. Well, if you got 32 degrees Fahrenheit, you are right. So here we can read 0 to 10, 20, 30, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 jumps to get to 40. So that lets me know 10 divided by those 5 gives us 2, 32. Sometimes you may not be able to tell exactly what the temperature on the thermometer is showing. You may have to pick from a list of choices which answer is the closest to the temperature shown. Let's try some practice. Look at this thermometer. Just by looking at it, it appears that it's somewhere between 70 degrees and 75 degrees. If these were your choices, which answer is closest to the temperature shown? Is it A, 60 degrees Fahrenheit, B, 70 degrees Fahrenheit, C, 65 degrees Fahrenheit, or D, 80 degrees Fahrenheit? Well, if I talk myself through this, D is definitely not the answer. And we've already passed with our liquid, A and C, so it's going to be closer to B, 70 degrees Fahrenheit. I want you to use that same strategy to try our next example. Which answer is closest to the temperature shown? Pause the video, work through your answer choices, and tell me what you think. Well, if you said C, 55 degrees Fahrenheit, bingo, on it. We've passed 45, 60 is too high, 65 is too high. We are closest to 55. Which thermometer shows a temperature closest to 19 degrees Celsius? Here I see 20 degrees here, 20 degrees, we've already passed it here. And, D. D is definitely the closest because 20 degrees Celsius is at the top and one below is 19 degrees. Sometimes you're going to have to read a thermometer and it'll have Fahrenheit and Celsius. But that's okay because we've practiced so far, you'll be just fine. Record the temperature in Celsius. So let's come to the Celsius side and we're going to start at 0 and see if we're going up to 5, how many lines? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, wait! That means each line is counting by 1. So if I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 degrees Celsius. Let's try for the Fahrenheit side. Start off at 0, 10, 20, 30, 40. And we've stopped right at the 40. So 40 degrees Fahrenheit. So now we're going to try one more time. Record the temperature in Celsius. We start at 0, and we're counting up by 5s, but the dashes are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the dashes are counting by 1s. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 degrees Celsius. And let's try for Fahrenheit. If we're going up by 10s on the big numbers, then it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So we're counting by 2s with the dashes. Go all the way up to 40. We didn't quite make it to 50, so now we need to count by 2s. 40, 42, 44, 46, 48. If you got those right, a round of applause. You are now a temperature expert. Congratulations! Below this video, you have a quiz, so it's your turn to show what you know. Good luck!